Happy 4th of July, everybody. Hope you're having a great Independence Day and enjoying the freedoms that we have here in this country. My name's Kenny Lammons with Medicare Millennials, and today I want to follow up on a short that I put out about whether or not you should sell term life insurance. And when I say that, if you're a Medicare agent or a final expense agent or something that serves mostly the senior market, I don't want you to like reallocate a bunch of resources and time and effort and energy and buy leads for term life. That's not what I'm arguing here. But the natural progression as you move forward and grow as an agent and possibly even grow your book of business and grow your agency, even if you're recruiting agents, is to add other products that complement or work very well with people that you run into, so that you can grow your business not just vertically but also horizontally. So for those of you that are interested in that, I'm going to expand on that short that I made recently. So to summarize that short, and also let me mention this, I'm going to give you guys some recommendations on just a couple of carriers that you can consider keeping in your back pocket or go ahead and contract with. If you don't have an FMO that you trust and gives great contracts, has the products you need, reach out to us. Go to Medicare Millennials website, MedicareMillennials.com, and you can just request information about contracting. I'll connect you with my FMO for what that's worth. Okay, so jumping into it, I had put that video that I put out had talked about 3 reasons why you might consider selling final expense. So one of them, I mean, not final expense, but for a final expense or a Medicare agent to sell term life. Okay, so the first one is just that some of your clients are going to be middle class or upper middle class plus, right? Some of them are going to be wealthy. Not everybody that we see, contrary to popular belief, is super low income or on both Medicare and Medicaid. Therefore, some of those wealthier clients are going to balk at a final expense policy. They may be big Dave Ramsey followers, big believers in buy term and invest the difference. So we just still want to be able to accommodate them and provide them the solution that's right for them, and also make sure we're the agent that gets the commission for doing that with those clients. Here's the good thing. You're not going to sell them all the time. Once you're knowledgeable about it, even if you just sold 2 or 3 of those a year to your wealthier clients, they can often be $100, $200, $300, $500 a month premiums versus some of the smaller premiums we're used to with final expense. Now, there's a little bit more back-end work, but if you're working with the right FMO, it doesn't have to be your specialty. They're going to help you make sure that all goes smoothly. Okay, so the second reason is because we run into people all the time that need term life insurance. So who are those people? Well, people that are starting families, that own small businesses, and who own homes. Okay, so those people are always going to be in the market for term life insurance. So you meet somebody that you work out at the gym with, you meet somebody that owns another small business that's not an insurance agency in town, you have a family member or a friend who's having their first child or their second child, or they're buying their first home. These are really easy ways for you to step in and offer a solution for them, and like I mentioned, to go ahead and continue to grow your business horizontally without putting too much effort or time into it. Okay, and then the third and final reason is you should probably have a term life policy on yourself, depending on your circumstances. If you do, it's a great way to familiarize yourself with one carrier, sell yourself a policy, and get paid a commission on something that you're going to pay for anyway. So those are the reasons why you might consider learning about term insurance and contracting with a couple of carriers. Now, which carriers should you go with? Well, term life insurance is not like final expense. Final expense, at most, we're going to have to do a phone interview, and oftentimes we don't even have to do that. We're getting instant decisions on if they're approved or not. That's not usually the case with term life insurance. They're bigger policies, and therefore they're going to require more underwriting. So we have 2 general classifications. We have non-medical, which just means that it won't necessarily require a physical, blood being drawn to physical exam, okay? And then medical, which means they're going to fully underwrite it. It's going to be a lot more intense underwriting, and they're probably going to have to have blood work done and have a physical exam done to get the policy. Okay, so for the company that I would recommend for non-medical is Forrester's Financial. Here's why. Many of you probably already have that contract because they have a final expense product that's very strong. They also have great whole life products that are not final expense, and they have a great non-medical term product. Forrester's is a strong company. They offer great products to the senior market and beyond, and they offer great commissions and perks to agents as well. So for non-medical, it's people that don't want to go through the hassle of a medical exam, Forrester's is a great place to start. I would say also Mutual of Omaha. They're a little pricier on the term side, but they have a non-medical solution as well. So it's two companies. Feel free to reach out to me with questions about commissions or who to go through to contract with those or things, or to get training and whatnot. But those are two non-medical options. Here's two medical options. So what's medical mean again? This is going to be for people who are willing to go through more of an underwriting process and take more time, but they're wanting the best price or the biggest coverage amount as far as term life insurance goes. So I am not a pro at term life insurance. I've written my fair share, and I'm doing it more and more often because I run into these opportunities without trying, so why not do it? But I'm just going to share with you like the 2 to 3 that I really like. Okay, so if you're absolutely looking for Price Buster, then Banner or AIG Select a Term are two great products. Those are fully underwritten term products. They're very well known. They've got absolute bare bottom pricing. But my absolute most well-rounded term carrier that's pretty competitive in pricing, but just has a great product and absolutely easy process is Prudential. Here's why. They do offer accelerated underwriting. So oftentimes, even though you're supposed to get a physical exam, a lot of times you can bypass that if the other, like the health interview and the automatic underwriting go well. So I've personally seen that happen multiple times. I love that if we just prepare them for a medical exam, but then we get to bypass it, that really speeds things up, makes it easy. Secondly, they have a class, a rating class called non-smoker plus. It's like a standard plus rating. So for people that maybe use e-cigarettes, cigars, I think cigars count for this, and for sure chewing tobacco and dip, they can get a non-smoker rating. Not preferred non-smoker, but a standard plus non-smoker rating. That's going to blow the competition out of the water for any of your potential clients who use tobacco other than cigarettes, smoking cigarettes, okay? So that makes Prudential just, they're very well-rounded across the board, great underwriting, great company. There's others out there, guys. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying those are the only games in town, but guess what? Unless this is your primary business, you only need a couple of carriers to begin with. And then if you get a special circumstance, we'll do what's called just-in-time contracting, JIT contracting. So we don't need to spend too much time and effort on this. Again, if you reach out to me for a recommendation on an FMO, I've got people that will do it for me. Super fast, super easy. They provide all of anything I need about contracting or questions about the product. So when these opportunities come up, I don't have to invest a lot of time and effort into getting it done. Okay, so there's a few company recommendations to get you started. I hope you guys continue to grow your business in 2023. Here's just one more way you might be able to do that. You guys enjoy the rest of your holiday.